Okay, hey you guys, I'm going to give you today 3 reasons why you should continue or start banking with Navy Federal if you haven't already. So, I know currently Navy Federal is in a hot seat right now because an article came out saying that they have a 52% rate of denying African American applicants opposed to our other counterparts. Now, I just want to first start by saying everything that's an article doesn't mean it's 100% true. A lot of stuff is put out for propaganda, especially from big banks who are competing with Navy Federal. Big banks are competing with federal credit unions in general because most people are likely to sway towards them because they care more about their customers than the bottom line, like big banks do. So today I'm going to give you guys 3 reasons why you should continue to bank with them or start if you haven't already. Make sure you stay to the end because I'm going to give you my third top reason on why you need to start or continue to bank with Navy Federal to get high limit credit cards. And if you do not already have a Navy Federal bank account, I can help you open one for free. Just comment Navy so I can send you the details, but I will. One. Unlike most other banks, Navy Federal has their own scoring internal system. So you have your regular credit score, and then they have their own internal credit score that they will actually offer you based on your relationship with them. How do you build a relationship? First, by opening your checkings or savings account. The other way you build relationships with Navy Federal is by using the products that they offer. That's going to be their credit cards, their personal loan, secured loans, auto loans, even on the business side, getting a business bank account, doing a business credit card, business loans, things of that nature. So the more products that you have with Navy Federal or you're using on a regular basis, the higher you are able to actually increase your internal score with them. So even if your personal credit isn't the best on a regular basis, you may have a better internal score with Navy Federal because you are using their products properly, paying them back, not getting late payments, things of that nature. So that's number one. The second reason is Navy Federal has an option for you to do a pledge loan, which I'll link my pledge loan video tutorial above for you guys. When you do a pledge loan, let's say you're at a 580. Minimally, to get approved for a credit card with Navy Federal, you must have a 600 or better on TransUnion. But you're at a 580 and you have a few collections, maybe even a charge off. You can do a pledge loan with Navy Federal, which is you loan yourself money essentially from your savings account. So let's say you do a pledge loan for $250 to $500. You're going to loan yourself that money, and then that's going to report on your personal credit within about 30 days as a personal loan to help build up your credit score. That's going to help build your scores, but it's also going to boost your internal score with Navy Federal. Once you get that said pledge loan, you pay 80% of it off as soon as you get it. So the time that it reports to your credit report, it shows that you have a personal loan that's 80% paid off, and you just pay the rest of the payments in installments for the next 6 to 12 months. I have had multiple people that have been my students in my DIY class I host every Tuesday, which I'll link above, or that have just watched my pledge loan video, which I'll also link above, and have followed this method. And even though they had a 580 or a 500 credit score, they had some collections, maybe even a charge off, they were able to get approved for a Navy Federal credit card after they did the pledge loan, paid 80% of it off, allowed it to report on their credit scores, and then they went back and used the pre-approval link to see if they got pre-approved for any of the Navy Federal personal credit cards. If it showed that they did, they went ahead and applied, and I literally had somebody get approved for like $8,000, $15,000. So because of this internal score and doing a pledge loan off of money you already have, so you're not having to put up something you don't have, they're allowing you to get approved for credit cards with them, even though you don't have the best personal credit score. So that's reason number two. That's reason number two. And last but not least, listen, when it comes to those personal credit cards, Navy Federal does not miss. they are giving out higher limits than most banks are, even if you've been banking with them for years and had consistent money flowing in your bank account. With Navy Federal, when you apply for a personal credit card, 600 or higher, had the account open, whether you just opened it and you have a high personal score, or maybe you've been with them for a few months, few years, the more money you have flowing in that account, I've seen people apply and out the gate have gotten approved for 10, 20, sometimes $30,000. Most people don't even see those credit cards combined with all the cards they have. It's very rare that you're applying for a Navy Federal credit card and you're getting a little $500,000 limit, unless you don't have the best credit or things of that nature. But for the most part, out the gate, people are getting high limits, $5,000 and up, 20, 30,000 on the personal side. Not only that, you can get 3 personal credit cards with Navy Federal within 90 days. All of them have a minimal limit that you can reach of 50,000. And if you do the flagship card, the Navy Federal flagship goes up to 80,000. So within 90 days, you can literally apply for 3 personal credit cards with Navy Federal and get approved anywhere from 5, 20, 30, all the way up to 80,000 in 90 days. It's not a lot of personal banks that are doing that. That's just period, honestly. With basic credit, not doing a bunch of extra stuff, not going and buying all these trade lines and doing all this other stuff that people tell you to do. That's just based off of your credit, decent utilization, good score, paying stuff back on time. So that's your third reason on why you should start banking with Navy Federal or continue to bank with them if you have already. Everything you see on the news has a lot of backstory behind it, and like I said, it's a lot of propaganda. But from my personal experience, I feel like you should compartmentalize banks just like you do relationships in your life. I personally feel like Navy Federal is extremely great for personal credit cards, personal loans, even auto loans. But I would rather go to Truist Bank when it comes to getting approved for a business credit card with some high limits, because they have multiple options and Navy Federal only has one. So on the personal side, Navy all day. On the business side, I'm going to say Truist. Also, when it comes to other things with getting business loans, I may choose Chase or Bank of America over Truist and Navy Federal. So different banks are good for different reasons, and I would suggest that you decide to compartmentalize Navy Federal for what you know is going to give you the goods for, and don't worry about the rest of the stuff, because at the end of the day, if we're being honest, there's a lot of things that they do against minorities and people of color in general. So we have to work with what we got to get to where we need to be so we can get this shmoney. So with that being said, I hope you guys like my 3 reasons on why you should start banking with Navy Federal or continue to. If you made it to the end, comment "I made it" below and let me know what your thoughts are about the article. Thank you again for hanging with me here at Rose Credit Repair. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below if you have any credit questions. I'm going to be answering them myself in the comments. So you know what to do. Until next time.